can we get a mic check from you just to make sure the sound?
Okay, DJ, here we go.
Okay, DJ Duarte, do you?
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And a little bit of a fashion show taking place as the Bulls came down the tunnel earlier on. And now it's all about getting a win on their home court. Nightfall in the Windy City with the Willis Tower and the rest of downtown Chicago lighting up the sky. And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. Our game tonight featuring the Portland Trail Blazers as they go up against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. We've got Damian Lillard. Nurkic is out there with Powell. And it's Barker in at the power forward. And for Chicago, they've got Markkanen. G is out there with Levine, and it's Vucevic, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. And towards even more minutes.
Yeah, sometimes there's those games where young guys are getting opportunity to play. Coaching staffs are having an opportunity to evaluate their young talent. And there's always that spoiler game where the young guys step up and beat a team they're not supposed to, and how that kind of confidence can carry over.
And it's going to be the Trailblazers off the tip. Against Leonard. Now Powell. That shot no good. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Down low. Here's Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
And using every bit of that large frame for the exclamation point, Vucevic, a force around the rim.
Now here's Lillard. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
Here is Lillard following the 3 from G. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Powell. Just 5 to shoot. Leonard with the ball. 9 points last game. Goes up on the wing, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Now here's Lillard. 35 points for him last game against the Heat in Miami.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously put on a passing clinic.
Vucevic with the block.
Well timed by Vucevic. Not a center who piles up blocks, but this guy picks his spots.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Lillard. He's covered closely. Over G. And it's Lillard missing.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
And right now they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Here's Nurkic after the made shot from G. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. And the shot is long.
He's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
They get it back. Vucevic with the bucket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Trailblazers trail by 9. To the paint. Here's Parker. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And that's right on the money from Lillard. That's how you finish a possession.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Whiteside's checked in for Vucevic. DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Markkanen. Williams, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Kobe White in for Levine.
You have to do a lot of things defensively to prevent Hassan Whiteside from scoring. He is just an Adonis out there. Look at that body, and still gets those shots to go like he did there.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Here's G. Three-pointer. Nailed from three-point land. G's got 10 points.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
There's a minute left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Johnson. And no good that time. White with the defensive effort. And the jam by Whiteside.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
And here are the Trailblazers now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And the first one drops. Bulls making a switch here. Brown's checked in. So he gets them both. There's 31 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's G. Coming in off a 41-point performance last game out. Drills the three-pointer.
He doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Trailblazers trail by 12. It's stolen by G. Drops in the breakaway layup. He's got 15.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's Simons. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. Both good from the line that time. 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's G. Oh, to beat the clock. God, what a play!
That is fun to watch. Lets it go at the very last second.
Oh, man, that's got to be frustrating for the defense, too. You just give up momentum like that at the end of the quarter.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Bulls lead by 15. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. Damian Lillard told us before the game, when asked how he stays so grounded despite all of his individual success.
humble beginnings. You know, I'm from a tough place. Didn't get recruited in high school. I went to a small college, so I just come from something different than somebody that might have been 8th grade #1 prospect and getting recruited by every school in the country in the 9th grade where they might be a little bit more entitled.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Bulls team out there.
On the attack right from the tip. They've been relentless offensively.
Well, just taking it right at the opposition and the other team right now. No answers and no way to slow them down.
Williams is out there with Whiteside. Then it's G. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Brown in at the 3 slot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done differently, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, G in their last game against the 76ers was a revelation. He scored 41 points and got there the usual way, an impressive barrage of 3-pointers. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled that. There's 1:26 left in the first half. Fires from deep, and he's good on the 3-ball. G's got 29 in the game.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
And that one, good. 58 seconds left here in the second. On the wing, Levine. There's the pass to G. Lets it go from deep. The shot will not fall.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And he makes that one.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Here's G. He's guarded by Johnson. And that one's good by G.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Johnson dishes to Jones. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Jones. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks, Nick. What got you guys going in the first half?
It was just we played aggressive and try to be a present in there. Everybody, not just me, but all the guys. And that's what we need to do, you know, when we start the game off right, then we can build a pretty nice lead like tonight we did.
Obviously, it's how you finish, not how you start. Thanks, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at G in this game, he's been everywhere.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, they've got Norman Powell, Damian Lillard out there with Nurkic, and it's Barker in at the 4 slot. Levine for 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Pass to Barker. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Nurkic. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And that one's good by G.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Lillard outside. With the teardrop, and it's good on the way in. Lillard's got 12 in the game.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Here's G. And a miss there on the triple.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Markkanen pulls it in. The Bulls have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Connects again from distance. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
Here's Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open. Lillard with the bucket. He's got 14.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside. And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind. Yeah, the defense there in chill mode. We all know he can burn them from three-point range.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Lillard again missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's G, and the Bulls another 3.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Lillard, the pass to Powell. 1:25 left to play here in the third. 6 on the shot clock. They need this. Bangs home the trifecta. Powell's got 7.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitors.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Nurkic against Vucevic to the middle. Here's G. Yet another bucket that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
I mean, he is at his best when it matters most. This game is theirs as long as he can keep this up.
The shot by Lillard wide open. With that miss, he's now made 6 and missed 6 from the field. Leonard inside. He's guarded by Nurkic. Leonard no luck. 29 seconds left to play in the third. Three-pointer, Lillard, rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's G. From outside, off the mark. Portland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Back to Powell. Nice D from Levine.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back right after this. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent, but 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
And go figure is right. G is out there with Zach LaVine. Then there's Markkanen. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter of this one. We know, Greg, the NBA is full of superstars, yet you can foul out of the game after 6 personal fouls, and some have suggested instead just tacking on an extra free throw when a player commits their 6th+ foul, and then they can stay in the game.
You know, I think something along those lines could make sense. No doubt it's tough to see the marquee player riding the bench because it's not just the 6th foul, right? In some coaches, you pick up 2 in the first quarter, you're done for the quarter. You pick up a 3rd in the second, you're done for the half.
Yes.
So I would like to see something, but I think it's got to also be fair. Maybe you get free throws and another possession. Maybe something along those lines might be in the best interest of the game.
I like that. Portland needs to get off a shot. Ball's knocked loose.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Chicago.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And you have to love the effort this team plays with night in and night out, win after win this year, and they have earned it. Tonight will make it 62 wins on the year for them.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for G.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Pass to Nurkic. And here's Levine. Can't get it to fall. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
That coming behind me.
Do you have a ratings goal at the end of the season?
I feel like that I can get into maybe to the 80s this year, maybe 90s that year after that, but my goal is just to keep steadily building. I think last time I was at a 76. I think that's what I'm at, so get that to 80 and then bump it up and keep going from there.
And now that you're going to be in the game, are you going to play with your player?
Oh yeah, that's all they always. My boy Bernardo, that's all he talks about. Bro, you're about to be in 2K22. Like, oh my God, you about to play.
You're going to be playing with your My Player in the park.
Oh, for sure.
And you have a chance to get that NBA logo.
I might do that, but you know, a lot of people talk.
Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. And the starting group for the Spurs. We've got Johnson. DeJounte Murray is out there with ball, and it's Endor in at the center. And for Chicago, Levine is out there with G. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. The regular season coming to a close, Greg. Some call these the dog days of the year. Winning teams ready for the playoffs, and lottery teams sometimes ready to hang it up and call it quits. It's kind of an interesting dynamic.
No doubt, Kevin. A lot of teams still have something to play for, whether it's fighting to make the playoffs or seeding. These games matter. And then with the younger teams, young players are trying to secure their future moving forward, and teams, they're doing a great job of evaluating and determining whether or not they want some of those guys on the roster the following year.
Very interesting.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
Now here's Johnson. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Boston. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Greg Popovich and I did speak a few minutes ago. So it sounds like they want to turn Kawhi Leonard into a passer tonight. Coach told his team, we have to make someone else beat us. If that means running 2, even 3 defenders at Kawhi, so be it. We'll see if that strategy leads to multiple stops. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And Chicago has possession. Following the miss by Lonzo Ball from deep. And that one's good by G.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Not a fast start here for the Spurs. 6-point game. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Ball. And too long on the shot.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
G. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. G's got 11 points.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Vassell. Outside, Ball.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And nothing is falling for him right now. Oh, my God!
Highlight reel material for sure. The defender falls asleep, and Levine turns out the light.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
Williams, he's checked in for Markkanen. And San Antonio with a change here, too. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Johnson.
Well, a nice room service feed from DeRozan. Couldn't get more wide open than that.
And many have criticized DeRozan in the past for not being as aggressive with the three-point shot. But I think that's only because he's a guy at that wing position that's kind of a throwback, well, an old-school player, if you will.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Greg. I mean, he wanted to shoot the three because people were trying to encourage him to do so, but his strength is his mid-range game, and it is old school. It's a bit back to the future, but it's reliable, and it's effective for him.
Chicago making some changes. Whiteside's checked in for Vucevic. Brown comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Kobe White in for Zach LaVine. There's 1:47 left to play in the first quarter. And there's the pass to Hardaway. Just 5 on the clock. Knocks it loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway. Now the Bulls with it. They've outscored them 16 points to 2. Not slowing down. Here's G. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
And I like the strategy. It's a great strategy. Bury those threes early, and it'll open up the inside for him later on.
Now, here's DeRozan. He had 16 points in the win against Boston.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
Passes it to Hardaway. Offline with his three.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That one goes. Count it.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for San Antonio, trailing by 19. Pass to Samanic. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. San Antonio again missing. For Chicago, they've gone 8 of 8. What a hot start for them. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And that one's good by G.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Outside, Walker. To stop the drought. That one, no good. We're at the end of the first quarter. And what a blowout already in this one. It's Chicago running away with this one. ends up going with the new group. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. They've got Vucevic. Levine is out there with G. Then it's Lowry Markkanen. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Guys, it's always fun to watch a player ascend from role player to star, and that's exactly what's happened with Levine, and it's been fun to watch.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, G in their last game against the Trailblazers was all business. He had 56 points, and he got those points as he always does, knocking down shots from beyond the arc. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Evan?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, you know, all indications are that he feels good coming into this, feels confident that he can build on that prior success.
4 on the shot clock. On target from 13 feet. Bulls got 5 points now in the quarter. Hey, Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. Stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Murray, the pass to Endor. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Fires for 3, and that drops in from beyond the arc. 3-pointer from G. G's got 26.
And even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Wide open look here for Murray. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Bulls leading by 20. Here's G. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got his 3rd assist on the night. San Antonio's gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. Murray outside. Spurs working the ball around now. Will it go? He takes it up and lays it in. Murray's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Well, you look at Murray's development of his inside game. Boy, a nice finish that time. The better he is there, I think the better he'll be overall.
And that one's good by G.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown.
Stolen by Levine. And stolen by Murray. Shoots. Great look, but off the mark.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
And so it's Chicago in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action after this word. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at G in this game, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Lonzo Ball. He's out there with DeJounte Murray, and it's Endor in at the 5 spot. The Bulls leading by 21. Leonard on the wing. Pass to G. This one for 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 34 points for G.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely. He gets it in there.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's G, and G with the stop.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Whiteside's checked in for Vucevic. Troy Brown comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's White in for Levine. It would take a major comeback for them to get back into this game.
And the chances of that happening don't look good. And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Endor with the bucket. Endor's got 8 points.
Boy, Ball has a nice feel for when his guys are open. He's solid, really solid when it comes to getting his teammates clean looks.
Here's G. Light covering. And that one's good by G.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Spurs have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Hardaway finds White. Now the pass to Endor. Hardaway against Brown.
Boy, great effort on defense there against a guy who typically makes that.
Here's G. Rebound San Antonio.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
White dishes the ball. Good.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Here's G. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
To the inside. Here's Samanic. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Samanic just got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, G is out there with Corey Joseph. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then it's Williams. And it's Aminu in at the power forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Passes it to Walker. Over Joseph. The rebound by Gibson. And here are the Bulls now. They can look forward to the Cavaliers after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That's the first of 6 played on the road. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true. Bulls making a switch here. Brown's checked in.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
And that one's good. Eubanks.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. they look like a different team here in the second half.
G. That shot off the mark. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Murray against Aminu. And Murray, here we go. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Bulls?
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs, that always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to be any cash prizes for the broadcasters. Because
I hope
now
so.
I think they're on to something. We could get that, you know. But in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. Pass to Vassell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Brown.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Bulls moving the ball around, and that one's good by G.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to it?
And no let up in him either, guys. I mean, he wants to continue to expand that lead, and as long as he's the one taking the shots, that lead's going to expand.
First one falls for him. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Chicago. Both shots good from the stripe. So it's Chicago now. Here's G. Again, what an avalanche. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
The Spurs have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Pass to Vassell for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists in the game. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Here's G, defended by Jones. G, no good.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, hard to think of a player in this league with more of a pass-first mentality than Lonzo Ball.
I mean, total unselfishness, elite vision. Sometimes you'd like to see him penetrate a little more in the half court, but he's improving from range, and that'll open up driving lanes, and he can take advantage.
First free throw is good. Ray, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and a lot was let go on the floor to what we're seeing now when there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend. And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. You know, eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in that sense, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man. And these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender. And the Spurs making a change here. White's checked in.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Chicago.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And this team, obviously one of the elite teams. They have played with heart and passion for the game all season long, and the wins for them just keep rolling along. And tonight, it'll make win number 63.
And that's going to do it for the season series between these two teams. It's clear who had the better game plan and better execution, and that's why they'll finish up 2-0 against the Spurs.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for G.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. They can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Right on the bucket. G's got 55.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
A lot. Getting out here.
The always busy and popular East 4th Street here in Cleveland are setting today. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Vucevic, then it's Zach LaVine, and it's G in at the 1. And for Cleveland, Colin Sexton is out there with Hayes. Then it's Okoro. Then there's Allen. And it's Love in at the power forward position. And in these late season stages, Doris, there are always a few surprise players that step up their game.
There's a real rhythm to the NBA calendar, Kevin. And this is why year-round conditioning and your year-round calendar matters. You know, the deeper you get into a year, there are certain players who get stronger because they put in the time and the commitment in the offseason, and they've stuck to their routine and their schedule during the year. All of those things matter.
Sexton, the pass to Hayes. Chicago with the ball. A 3 from Leonard hits the three-point bomb.
This guy loves to help his team space the floor. You have to respect Kawhi's range. He will make you pay.
Sexton deciding where to go with it.
And we all know that defense, not necessarily the strong suit for Vucevic, but it's an area that he has definitely shown some improvement.
No doubt, Greg. His greatest strength, obviously, is ability to get on the backboards and rebound with a high efficiency in production. And the key is he's worked to mask those defensive deficiencies. Not a lockdown anchor, but certainly a better team defender than when he entered the league.
Here's G. Another three for Chicago.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
Here's Sexton. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Celtics in Boston. Okoro kicks to Sexton. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, this is what you call finding angles to come off in the catch-and-shoot situation. Nice job by Colin Sexton.
From deep three-point range, another three for Chicago.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Cavaliers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Love outside. Back to Sexton.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Kicks it out to Leonard from downtown. Knocks down the 3-ball. Leonard's got 6.
Now, Zach LaVine is a solid passer. This guy entered the league as a point guard, puts it on the money there.
Sexton with it. Now defended by LaVine. And Sexton slams it in.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Vucevic with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
It's stolen by G. For the finish, and Markkanen throws it down.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Sexton finds Love. Back to Sexton. Yep, that one goes in there.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
I thought they had a solid game plan coming into that one, and then they made good adjustments along the way.
I thought their game plan was really spot on, and we saw that in their scoring more than anything else.
The Bulls making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Troy Brown's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's White in for Zach LaVine. To the middle. Nance, no good.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
There's the 3. Nance with the rebound. The Cavaliers trail by 10. 59 seconds left in the first. There's Garland. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know what you love about Darius Garland's potential? It's as a scorer in this league, right? He's so aggressive. He plays assertively, and that, to me, is the key for young players.
Free throw good, Garland. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Shot from the wing. Connects, the jumper drops. G's got 10 points in the game.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Allen outside. Pass to Garland. He kicks it to Payne. Here's Windler. He's covered by Brown, and Allen slams it in.
Do you not love that by any means necessary attitude from Jared Allen, able to finish through the contact?
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
The Bulls leading by 7. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 13 points for G.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Garland kicks to Payne. Clock at 6. Lets a floater go, and the layup is up and in.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
White goes in, and the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Well, you set the tempo early, and when you get command and control of a game, it's perfect.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. It's Chicago up 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. If you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Garland is out there with Payne. Then it's Nance. Then there's Allen. And it's Windler in at the small forward. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys, they're truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. G, in their last game against the Spurs, lit up the floor. He dropped in 55 points and got there the usual way, an impressive barrage of three-pointers. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Cleveland. Hayes comes in for Garland. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Whiteside. Lowry Marketing comes in for Taj Gibson. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Williams. And Levine subbed in for Corey Joseph. And G drops them both. A lot of big decisions have fallen on Adam Silver's shoulders, the commissioner of the NBA. And Greg, I think you and I agree by all accounts he has succeeded with flying colors. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it. I mean, I don't know that you could have had a better person for the time. Adam Silver is to be commended, but I think also appreciated, not just from the players and the owners, but I think our fans should also appreciate who he is as a person. I've often said that commissioners typically work for the owners. He's the one commissioner, no matter the sport, that I've always felt like was a partner of the players as well.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Here's G. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. G's got a pair of triples in the second now for Chicago. The Cavaliers trail by 14. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's G. No good on the three.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Nance, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, tremendous focus by Larry Nance Jr. Under pressure, still keeps his composure.
From deep, and he hits it from deep. 3 points there from G. G's got 13 points now in the quarter.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
Well, frankly, they should be shocked. I mean, that kind of effort simply won't cut it in today's NBA. Let's see if they take any lessons from it.
Chicago making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Now here's Hayes. He's guarded closely. Pass to Nance. Inside. Here's Love. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
The pass to Vucevic. Here's G. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers trail by 11. Okoro passes to Hayes. Sexton on the wing. He's covered by Brown. 6 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound. Hayes. Love trying to break loose. The shot's good from Hayes. Hayes has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Cavs. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Allen's checked in. And so it's the Chicago Bulls. Ahead by 9 is the... We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at G in this game, he's been everywhere.
It's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
So for Chicago right now, Lauri Markkanen is out there with Vucevic. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's G in at point. Shoots from the corner. He's off on that one. And Cleveland will come the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington. They'll face the Wizards. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Here's Love. And LaVine with the block.
Well, with his vertical, LaVine sends it back. That is nice.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
And that one's good by G.
Well, just staying alert. Great setup that time by LaVine.
The Cavaliers trail by 12. And for years now, GA, Kevin Love, one of the better outside shooting big men in the game. He can really light it up.
I tell you, when Love gets it going, he is hard to slow down. Great on the catch and shoot. Hard to believe it wasn't a large part of his game until he was established in the NBA.
Sexton against Levine. Jacks up a three. The shot's good from Hayes. Hayes has got 5 points so far.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him. And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Sexton kicks to Okoro. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things, winning, you know, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, is to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
Pulls from the top of the key. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. 36 points for G.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Goes up, and it's G finishing it off.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Hayes the pass to Allen. Kicks it to Sexton. Lets the three fly. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Down low. And it's G finishing it off.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Here's Sexton. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Chicago calls timeout.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
For the Cavaliers, Windler's checked in, and Cameron Payne subbed in for Sexton. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Whiteside's checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Markkanen. Brown is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's White in for Levine. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Allen kicks to Garland. Connects from three-point range. Garland's got 7 points.
Wow, a lot of distance on that jumper by Darius Garland. Nice.
Good, another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
DA, thank you. Here's G. Another 3 for Chicago.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And Whiteside sends it back, and he's able to get it back.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Now, here's Garland. D right on him. Shot clock at 5. From the arc. He can't get that one.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the 3, but he just couldn't get it to go.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Bulls out front, running away with this one. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our... Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Chicago ends up going with the new group. We've got Kevin Love. He's out there with Colin Sexton. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Windler in at the 3. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
The Bulls leading by 18. To the paint. Here's G. That's good. And it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 4 assists in the game.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Well, Chicago's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Leonard, the pass to G from deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Passes it to Sexton. Here's Windler. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan.